All of us know about suffering, whether it's on the news or closer to home, and it screams out to us, it shouldn't be like this. Some see this as a reason to reject God, but then how do you explain suffering? Rejecting God doesn't really solve it. The Bible doesn't give all the answers, but it does give some of them, and it starts by agreeing it shouldn't be like this. When God first made the world, it was very good. Suffering was never part of God's creation. It was good. But something happened. We happened. God only gave one rule to the first man and woman, and they broke it. Just like we today reject God's standards, and we ignore God much of the time, shutting him out of our life. And God said that because of this, to dust you will return. God brought death upon us all. So we know that we are not God. We all die and face suffering of all sorts for this reason. We may not like this truth, but no other religion or worldview can explain the beginning of suffering. The Bible does. And there's more. Because God cares that it shouldn't be like this. We cry out to God to stop the suffering, and all through the Bible he promises he will. God promises to remake creation so that there will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. The Bible doesn't just help us to understand suffering, it gives us hope. It won't always be like this. God will put an end to suffering, and in an amazing way. 2,000 years ago, God's Son himself came into the world, and he suffered. He suffered sadness at the death of friends, and he suffered hugely himself, being flogged, beaten, abandoned by his friends, and tortured to death on a cross. God understands suffering because his Son suffered greatly, and he did it to end suffering. As Jesus hung on the cross, he took that punishment of death that we deserve for rejecting and ignoring God. God himself taking death for all those who would trust in him. For those who trust in Jesus' death, it won't always be like this. We can live forever in a new creation with no suffering. We'll still face suffering in this life, and we won't have all the answers, but we will have hope. It won't always be like this.